Welcome, everyone. I hope you're having a great night. Welcome to Heroic Episodes Live. Tonight is something very special that I want to share with you. Barry and I had the opportunity to sit down and have a conversation with retired Colonel Gregory Gadson. And it was a very powerful, intimate conversation. And we are just so grateful that we had time with Colonel Gadson. And I can't wait to share it with you. His story is extraordinary. His book, Finding Waypoints, is amazing. I'm reading it right now. I know that you'll be moved, you'll be inspired, and we would love to hear from you in the comments because we're also sharing our new show intro. So sit back, take it in. Thank you.
Difficult battle, a pain. Of actress Lisa, one moment can change a life forever. One moment can change a life forever. A traumatic event, a difficult battle, a painful chapter. The journey of actress Lisa Regina began with surviving violence. Through writing, she found healing. Through healing, she found purpose. Today, Heroic Episodes shines a light on those who rise, rebuild, and transform pain into strength. These are stories of courage, stories of resilience, stories of hope. Welcome to Heroic Episodes. Can change a life. It's a light.
The nonprofit A Right to Heal, and the creator of Heroic Episodes. We join here every Thursday at 7 p.m. live, Barry Morgenstein and I, with veterans, advocates, artists, all who have turned their pain into purpose to heal, to create, to inspire. I created Heroic Episodes because I am a survivor, and I know firsthand that storytelling can oftentimes be healing, not just for the person who's sharing their story, but for someone who may be listening. And tonight, Barry and I are just really honored that we were able to pre-record this conversation with retired Colonel Gregory Gadson. And we are just really thrilled that we'll be able to share this with you live at Heroic Episodes. Retired Colonel Gadson is a West Point graduate. He served in the United States Army for more than 26 years, answering every major conflict: Desert Storm, Iraq, Afghanistan, Bosnia. And in May 2007, as commander of the 2nd Battalion, 23rd Field Artillery, an IED attack cost him both his legs and use of his right arm and hand. His military decorations reflect a lifetime of dedication. Distinguished Service Medal, Legion of Merit, 3 Bronze Stars, the Purple Heart, Meritorious Service Medal, and Army Commendation Medal. Since retiring in 2014, Colonel Gadson has channeled the same warrior spirit in all that he does in his motivational speaking, entrepreneurship, advocacy work, and as an artist. Beyond the battlefield, he received the 2008 Hero of the Year Award from the Reader's Digest, the 2010 NCAA Inspirational Award, and 2011 American Legion Patriot Award. He made his silver screen debut in 2012 as a lead actor in the blockbuster film Battlefield, and also in the CBS family television series The Inspectors. He's also the managing partner of Patriot Strategies LLC, a government services company, and an accomplished photographer. He's the author of Finding Waypoints, which I can't put down. I highly recommend. And Barry and I are just extremely honored and excited to share with everyone that Colonel Gadson agreed to be an ambassador for our nonprofit, A Right to Heal, and come on as a team member of Heroic Episodes, our TV series in development with executive producer Joe Montaigne. It gives us great honor and pleasure to introduce retired Colonel Gregory Gadson. Welcome to Heroic Episodes.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Barry, for inviting me to be here. What an honor to be part of a team such as yours, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing where this adventure takes us.
Honor is all ours for sure.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely our honor.
And you know what I really love, that you and Barry really have a lot of mutual connections. Retired Army Captain Leslie Nicole Smith, I met her through Barry Morgenstein.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing lady.
Yeah. And we, I go back, Leslie was just a great spirit, and you know, I say she's one of those natural folks that you just can't say no to. So
yeah, that big, beautiful smile, right?
Yeah.
Kind heart, true angel for sure.
She is.
Sweet lady.
But you shared something with me, and since we were just showing your book, Finding Waypoints, when we first spoke, you shared that writing, and since writing is a big part of A Right to Heal, that the book and writing the book, that whole process really helped you to heal, and you didn't realize that you still had more to heal. Can you kind of share that with us?
Yes. So to be succinct, first I want to remind everybody I'm sort of the co-author, and I emphasize co. Therese Slaughter, who I met just a few months after I was wounded, is I consider her the author, but we obviously work together. When she approached me to about writing a book, it was her first book. She was actually taking some writing courses, and we got started on the journey. And I only had one condition, that we would never publish it. She seems to recall that part a little differently, but nonetheless, we didn't initially publish it. I know, Lisa, you've probably seen my friend reference Chuck Schretzman on the book, my best friend.
Yes.
And we came in the Army the exact same day and got out literally a month apart. Shortly after he retired, he was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease.
Oh my God.
And he's still living, still fighting, just like us. That's how hard we are, but we're just still fighting. And he several years after we shelved the book, he came to me and said, "Greg, you need to publish it." And I really couldn't say no to that, although I was not excited about it. And long story short is, we did publish it about 2.5 years ago. And I was honestly not happy about it. I was, I don't know if I was quite mad, but I was definitely uncomfortable and not excited about, I suppose, the access that
Right.
I was truly allowing the world. And
it creates that feeling of extreme vulnerability.
Absolutely. And I had no control over that vulnerable switch. And I ran into one of my bosses. She was actually the hospital commander when I went through Walter Reed, and she eventually became the Surgeon General of the Army, Patricia Horoho, who was for a while my boss as I was approved to stay on active duty as the director of the Army Wounded Warrior Program. And we were at a board meeting at the Gary Sinise board meeting, and she was the one that really kind of I told her about my struggles with the book being published, and she was the one that said, "Greg, that is part of your healing."
Yes.
And as soon as she told me that, the light bulb clicked, and I began to move in a peaceful direction towards publishing.
Wow. Oh, I'm so glad your friend convinced you it was the right thing to do, and of course, someone that you trust, like your friend, and yeah, just what I've read so far. As I shared, I'm about a quarter way in. I just received the book, but it's extremely powerful and inspiring for anyone that reads it. So I'm glad that you went through with it and have come to a place of peace with it, because writing can truly be healing. And I can only share with you that I remember being on backstage the first time I was going out to share my story about my assault and feeling extremely vulnerable, and that feeling of like, oh my God, why am I doing this?
Right. Yeah.
And having doubts and all that. But then afterwards, people that came up to me and said, it helped them to kind of open up and just seek help for whatever they had to heal from. So, once you have that feeling, when you're helping someone, it makes you feel like, okay, God, now I understand why I'm supposed to do this.
Right. Well, Lisa, you might, did you also feel like when you did talk and when you did share publicly, especially early on when you first started to do it, I like to say I was talking to my audience. I was talking to myself as much as I was talking to my audience.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. And I think, for me, every day is a continued healing. I don't think healing ever stops, right?
Right. No, it doesn't. And it's a journey. I've had several people that's heard me speak more than once, tell me that they get something different out of each time. But I'm also telling it differently. And it's sort of like I guess a wine ages. There's more wisdom, there's more depth, there's more
lived experience.
Yep. That gives you more context.
Barry, when you're photographing like someone like your friend Tonto, Chris Peranto, and do the veterans ever share with you that that process of going through a photo shoot is empowering and healing for them? Because I know that you have so many veterans that you've photographed, and I hope Colonel Gadson comes into your studio one day in New York City.
That would be an honor. I love that. But yeah, Tonto,
we'll make a date, Barry.
Where are you located, actually, Greg?
I'm in Northern Virginia.
Okay, all right.
So I'm in New York quite frequently.
Okay, but I'm going to be shooting Northern Virginia, Alexandria, at the end of August.
Oh, that's right.
You're welcome to stop by.
Yeah,
I'm going to let you know information. But yeah, back to your question, Lisa, too. Yeah, so like Tonto and others, I mean, it always seems like it's a great release, I guess. There's my first shoot with the Benghazi guys. And that was a fun shoot. That was just a lot. I even said to Tonto that day before I met him, we became fast friends. I became friends with all of them, but really close with Chris. And I even knew he was going. I said, people are going to be seeing you on TV. He just had that personality, and he just he was just so outgoing and funny, and just we just had a great time. So I guess I think
look so young.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't look like that anymore, unfortunately. But it's like, that was right before the movie came out. That was actually right before the book came out. That was where the publicity photo for the book. And actually, a funny connection. I think I saw, Greg, on your bio that you're with Premier Speakers in Franklin.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because that's who hired me to do that shoot for the book.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been down to their offices a couple of times in Franklin. So
I knew you two were going to have many connections. I
Yeah.
knew it.
yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. So
Yeah.
but
Speaking of,
I love even when Leslie came in for her shots too.
Definitely.
Much to her, like when she took your class, same type of thing. She took your class, came in for photos. I think it was just a great feeling, an outlet for them.
You know,
absolutely.
Barry, I was just in New York City. Well, no, I was up in New York at West Point from 31 to May to 4 June. I had a day off and I went down to the city. I did the architectural tour around Manhattan and I went to the Leica store in the Meatpacking District. So,
Oh, wow. I didn't even know there was a Leica store still there.
yeah.
That's great. Wow. Yeah.
So you're both photographers. I love that.
Yeah. I didn't realize you were a photographer too. What do you like to photograph?
I just say my journey. I almost think of it now. I want to journal. I want to write more, and that's a kind of I said segue. But I really am trying to write. I don't feel like I wish I could write as much as I talk. But it really just anything. I like architecture. I like wildlife. I like natural things. I don't like this pose stuff so much,
Right.
where formal posing, where you got to set up lights and all that kind of stuff. That's too much work.
That's my job.
Yeah, that's your job, Barry.
I'd love to see the photos you took in New York City.
Yeah.
And now that photo there, I always post on social media a feature people love,
Powerful.
a photo I wish I took.
Yeah.
So that might be one of them right there. That's a very cool photo. I love that.
That was at the National Geographic Studio here in DC.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
No wonder it's so great.
Yes.
Beautiful photo.
Extremely powerful and just really beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great shot.
We hear a lot, well, of course, between Barry and I, with our veteran friends in our community, we hear a lot of soldier stories and stories of healing. And we don't hear as many about spouses and families. And I just wondered, if you would share a little bit about what their journey and how it shaped and strengthened you to get through and heal.
Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing our families up, Lisa.
Sure.
What I would say, first of all, I think I will always have this sort of incomplete thought of, from my kids' perspectives, especially, is that their father is going off to war. Their father is going off to war. I mean, they saw me deploy 3 times, and not come home, and eventually on one of those trips come home very different. And I can never really sort of understand that or appreciate that. And so what I know is that their courage in loving me is what underwrote my healing or my ability to move forward in healing. You already have, when you're traumatized, you're already dealing with a big rock. And when you're so used to being a leader, so used to helping and assisting and serving, and all of a sudden you can't do any of those things. You have to, in some ways, be singularly selfish and focus on your recovery. And so my family was the underwriter of me being able to focus on my recovery. And I saw it, unfortunately, Lisa, I saw it too many times, in our cohort of all those that were, dealing with wounds when I was at Walter Reed in 2007, where folks didn't have that support.
Right.
And and sometimes oftentimes it didn't end well. So so I'm very grateful for that, for sure.
Yeah, and yeah, Barry and I really appreciate you sharing that. I know with Leslie, she openly shares how Gary Sinise like saved her, and she said that, he would call her every day, check on her at Walter Reed every day, and I mean, having that support of family and loved ones, whether it's family or friends, is so important in the healing process. I know for me it was just knowing they're there, just.
Yep.
I like the way you said underwriting, like it's just a strong, like holding you up and
Yeah, cradle. Yep.
Yeah, strong foundation and so important. And
Families are heroes also.
yeah, they are heroes, the spouses and families.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. That's why in heroic episodes, like the 12 years of interviewing military men and women, I made sure to interview spouses and their families to get a better understanding of, their point of view, but also to honor them as well.
Yep.
So Barry's an ambassador for Right to Heal. He's an associate producer on heroic episodes. And, he knows how thrilled I was when I told him after we had a call, Greg, I called him and said, guess what? What made you say yes to being an ambassador for our nonprofit of Right to Heal and also joining the team of heroic episodes?
Well, first and foremost, Lisa, I just have to say it's very clear your spirit and who you are, your transparency, really sold me in what you've been involved in. And
thank you.
But your tagline at Write, and it's funny. I'm coming to this where I want to try to write. I want to kind of capture my thoughts a little bit better, not just through my camera. And I want to marry him eventually. So that being said, I understand what the arts and healing and the multiple dimensions of healing, and it's a way to continue to serve.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what sometimes I do when I'm kind of stuck and I can't write, I'll just get out my phone and I'll record what I'm feeling or thinking. Mm-hmm. And then it gives me a chance later on to go back and then kind of shape it just like a piece of clay, reshape it into.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, the recording helps. And even with my actors, a lot of my actors, I tell them to use that taping their own voice, whatever they're feeling about their character or a scene they have to portray. So I think just getting it down in a recording is great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I recommend it. Also, I think with heroic episodes, I know Barry and I and our team, and we spoke to Joe, we had a really nice webinar with Joe Montaigne and Ronnie Marmo, our producer. And, we were talking about how each episode of heroic episodes, ultimately this TV series is to spotlight veteran-owned businesses, organizations. There's so many people doing good work. And the TV series would offer us a chance after each episode ends to really spotlight those individuals and those organizations, and also take a moment to honor our fallen soldiers. This way, each episode really has, a deeper meaning.
Yep. It goes to show the depth of this depth of sacrifice, of recovery, and that life goes on. Someone asked me this the other day again. What motive? You motivate people, and I'm like, I don't motivate anyone. I share something that maybe helps them unlock. I'm not around them every day, and so it's very hard to take credit for motivating anyone. But what I did share was for those who didn't make it back with us. every single one of them would trade places with us. Every single one of them would want to live and be here. And so I think the challenge for us is to honor their sacrifice by making the most of our life. And so that's what inspires me.
That's incredible. And I'm just sharing another powerful photo. I love that. Yeah.
Wow,
That was my
truly
Oster
amazing
photo shoot. I was wearing my sexy legs there.
Where is that? Where's that, Greg?
That's right in
Where was
those
that?
flags are right around the National Monument, the Washington Monument.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful photo. Love it.
It is.
That is amazing. Yeah.
That was
Wow.
taken by the Washington Post. That was pretty early on. That was actually taken on Fort Belvoir, Virginia.
I love it.
Beautiful. Incredible.
Yeah, really
Powerful
powerful.
photo.
Yeah.
I love that.
Barry, after I lost my legs, it was a few weeks. I don't know if you've gotten to this part of the book, but it was a few weeks before they realized my arm was broken, Lisa, and it of course required some surgery. They had to put a plate and screws in my upper arm and replace the radial head in my elbow. But for a while, I couldn't I couldn't bend my wrists, and I really couldn't use all the fingers on my right hand. And I was, I had lost my legs, but the use of my right arm and hand completely devastated me because I did not know if I was going to be able to pick up a camera again. That was what was going in my head. I didn't share that with anyone, but I was just, I really didn't know if I was, what I was going to do if I couldn't pick up a camera again.
Yeah, that makes sense, right, Barry? That's your art. That's how you express yourself. Yeah,
No. Yeah, I can't imagine.
exactly.
Yeah.
I
Well,
also,
thank God
yes, thank God you can. No,
Yeah.
and
I want to see the photo. I love
that's-
that. That's our guy.
yeah, where was this?
Where's
with
that?
Tonto.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It almost reminds me of when I met you, which was, as I shared with you before, it must have been like 6 years ago at Bristol Myers Squibb. It was a holiday event. They brought in.
Yeah, down in New Jersey, right? Up
Yes.
in New Jersey, yep.
Yes, in New Jersey. And I went up to you, I introduced myself and thanked you. And you allowed me to try on your Super Bowl rings. I think 3 of my fingers fit in one ring.
Yeah, that was pretty rare. I don't travel with those things much. I'm always paranoid I'm going to lose them. I don't want to wear them because they're so big and gaudy and uncomfortable. So
Take us to that moment in the New York Giants locker room. And I mean, they went on to win the Super Bowl, not once, but twice, right?
Amazing story.
Well, I became sort of I'm very grateful for the Giants keeping me around after that first Super Bowl run. But when I first met them, it was just the 3rd game of the season ironically here in Washington, D.C., when they came to play the undefeated Washington Redskins. I'm grateful that one of my classmates, Mike Sullivan, he saw a light in me that I didn't see in myself, and he asked me first if I'd be willing to speak to the team, and I said yeah, and so he ran the idea by Coach Coughlin, and then Coach Coughlin let me address the team the night before the 3rd game of the season. What was very interesting about that, some of it I really found out and much later, was that that was the first time he had let somebody outside the Giants family talk with his team.
Wow.
And it was kind of my first speech, and it was kind of a drop the mic moment, but I didn't realize it. He completely released the team for the rest of the evening. Kind of like there's nothing else that needs to be said. But I was unaware of that because I wasn't,
Right.
you know, into their habits. And
You were just speaking your truth.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have a question, Greg. Did anybody record that speech?
Oh yeah, good question. Yeah.
Yeah, they did not record that one, but I did speak to them one more time that season, and it was the night before the Super Bowl, and someone did record it.
Oh wow, that must be great
Yeah.
to watch. I'd love to see that.
Is it
There's
on
a little
public-
piece of it in the NFL Films video. Did you see that, Lisa? That NFL Films video?
I didn't. I would love to see that, right, Barry?
Yeah.
Can we find it on YouTube or
YouTube, yeah. If you just put my last name in NFL Films, you'll see it come up. It's like 12 minutes long.
Watch that tonight. That's great.
I can't wait for you to meet my husband, John, because he never tells anyone, but he had a short little stint with the New York Giants and the Patriots. He played. And I guess because he was cut, that he feels like, well, I really didn't play. And I'm like, but you did. You still made that,
Yeah, that's right.
That counts.
Yeah, it does count, right?
How many years was he in the league?
I'm not really sure. It's funny. My mother-in-law is the one that told me because he never, ever, I didn't even know he played football. And then she's 92, sharp as a whip. And she's like, Conchetta, she's like, did he tell you he played ball? And I said, you mean baseball? She says, no, football. Yeah.
Wow.
So I slowly got the information. Yeah. And then I started Googling and stalking him and finding out more. But I just think that's incredible. I envision the team in that locker room and you speaking, and I envision them after you're done your speech, them really processing and being inspired and just winning the Super Bowl.
That sounds like a movie, right?
Yeah.
That's a movie. Yeah.
No,
Good.
no movie.
Well, we know that you love acting. Battleship, you had a good experience on that film.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that I'd use the word love. I sort of figured it out. Kind of OJT. What was really fun. The fun part was just working with Peter Berg, and really the whole team. They were all so accommodating and embracing that it allowed me to really be comfortable very quickly. I going back to music. When I saw words on a paper, because I was so inexperienced, I really didn't have any idea, where they wanted me to go with this. It was just kind of like, they were just words.
Right.
And every morning, my acting coach would, Mike, I can't remember his last name. He would see the lines that, the night before. And so he really give me his advice or his take on, where Mick was, where my character was that day. And so and that's all I wanted to know. That's all I didn't even really worry about the line so much as, okay, where's my character? And then immediately, Barry, I started going through my iPod trying to find a song that could get me in that
headspace.
In that headspace, exactly. And that was my cheat code, was music.
That's
great.
awesome. Yeah, because the first thing, as a coach, when I would work with an actor, it'd be like, it's not about the lines, it's about exactly what you're sharing, the emotional place. Where is your character? What are they feeling? And music is so, well, Barry, firsthand. I mean, you played the guitar in high school, and then you went on to become a rock and roll photographer, and music is a huge part of Barry's life. And
big time. So I can understand that for sure. And what is it? Was there one song that brought you to that place?
Well, no, they were different songs. They were, AC/DC songs. They were the Spinners.
I love that range.
I know. That was like my iPod, actually.
Yeah,
That's great.
That's great.
Speaking of music, we have another mutual friend. We just had Ryan Weaver on,
Oh,
Barry and I.
I didn't know that. Yeah, wow, that's all. Yeah, Ryan is really. He and I have done a lot of stuff together.
I'll have to mention that to him. I literally just talking to him last night. I met Ryan in Florida at the Warriors weekend. I forget how many years back, and we saw him before him. I photographed him, and my wife knew him before I did too, and his story is also incredible. Just
yeah, with his brother. Yeah, so that's we've been down there at that Warrior weekend in Orlando. Well, we're going to go this year. I think it's going to be a lot shorter this year.
Actually, I think my wife said that she thinks we might have met you at the time we were there, which I don't know how I would have forgotten that, but it's very possible that it was the same weekend.
Is it every year in Orlando?
Yeah.
Yep.
Was that the year that Tig was there, John Teagan?
Yep.
Okay.
I was there. Yep.
So I guess we did meet. It's nice to see you again.
Just realizing your paths have crossed, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how I would forget that, but yeah, apparently we did. Maybe it was
I
brief.
love it.
I don't know if we were actually introduced, but we were there. So
Yeah. Will you be going again, Greg, this time of year? Is it this time of year or in the fall?
No, it's in the early September, like early to mid September. So typically after Labor Day in September.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can all meet up there.
Yeah, we haven't been in a few years. We went down twice. That's a great group of people. And
yeah, no, it is.
Ryan performs, I think, every year, and he's, his songs are so powerful. Also,
they are. I enjoyed our conversation.
His music, he uses his music for healing, and him from his experiences. So, yeah, that's a great
storytelling. It's all storytelling. We love it. Greg, right now, if someone, is listening to our conversation here, the three of us, and if it's someone, whether it's a veteran or just maybe someone who has had pain or trauma or hasn't really, maybe dealt with it, is there any advice, anything you would say to them?
Yes. Thanks, Lisa, for that. I think the biggest part about moving on from those kind of pain situations is releasing it. It's for me it starts through my faith, and our Bible, our word would tell us that there are going to be things in life that we will never be able to understand. And in some ways, truly you can process it, but you don't have to understand. You may not understand. And you have to accept that. You don't have to, but if you do accept it, to me, that acceptance is what allows you to release it. And it no longer encumbers you. And then you can begin to move forward.
Amen. So true. Yeah, I always describe writing as purging. It's like, it comes through you, through the pen onto the paper.
Yep. And then it no longer, now it's not taking power away from you. It's giving power. It's empowering.
Yes. Empowering. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Thank you for that. Anything else you want to share with Barry and I and our audience before we wrap up? I feel like we can talk to you for hours.
Yeah, I'll come back if you want, or maybe you get me on with. I'd love to be on with Leslie or Ryan or.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah, we haven't done that. Had a few guests at once. That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, that'd be fun. We'll make a party out of it.
Well, I just want to thank you all for what you're doing and allow me to be part of this effort to help people, to serve our community. And our community is dynamic across all aspects of life, and And, I say all the time, our lives are, they're not about what we accomplish or what we accumulate, but what we leave, what we give, and how we can serve, because that's what lasts. That's our legacy. And I'm honored to be part of the team.
And Greg, I always say, those of us who have not served like you, it is our duty to honor and respect you. So I'm so proud of Lisa, who I've known for so many years, that she's taking on these projects, and just how far, you've come, Lisa, with this. Just, it's amazing what you've accomplished and who you're bringing together and how you're helping veterans. And so, again, we've known each other, I don't know, 30 years or whatever. So
Many years, decades. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I've always loved, supported the veterans military. So I'm so proud of what you're doing, and I'm happy to be part of it. So I get to meet great people like Greg too.
Yes, and you're not only part of it, you're collaborating, and you're bringing great people together, and I can't do it without you or without you, Greg. So it's the collaboration and that mission that we do together, and I think that's why when we're on a film set together, you get that sense of camaraderie and family, and I love that feeling, and I just want to feel that all the time.
Yeah. There's something special when it all comes together. There's just there's an energy that you can't describe, and it's rare and unique and special when it happens.
Yes, it is. Amen. Well, God bless you, and thank you so much for being here, Barry. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
I'm ordering your book tomorrow, Greg. I'm ordering your book.
good.
Yeah.
Good. Finding waypoints. Yes, we all have to find our waypoint. And thank you so much, Greg. We're so honored. Retired Colonel Gregory Gadson, and we'll see everyone next week, 7 p.m. live at Heroic Episodes. And next week we have a guest, Deanne. Land served, land deserved. And that's going to be amazing, because Deanne has been in real estate for decades, and she has so much information for veterans that she wants to share, and benefits available to you in the real estate market. So we'll see you next Thursday, 7 p.m. God bless.
See you guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.